Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Before starting, subscribe and like the videos, it really helps. The content from this video are taken from the web novel and manga series of Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation. Now please enjoy the video. Volume 9 Chapter 9 Reign of the Forest, Second Part Part 1. I thought that something was going on. Fitz Senpai, who had hired me, was acting strange. There was that abnormal weather event as well. I got the feeling that the movements of the clouds were way too fast even for rain to fall. Showers almost never fall in the winter. There's the possibility that someone used magic. No, but what did they intend to do by making it rain? Maybe being a hindrance. Who would? That noble who Princess Ariel was said to have stayed with. For what reason? Do they intend to try and assassinate Ariel? Maybe they think Fitz Senpai is a hindrance for that sake. No, if that were the case, then they wouldn't make rainfall. Some other kind of thing would have been better, spears for example. I wonder if Fitz Senpai has realized it. It seems like she hasn't realized it, but she's still strangely calm. I guess it means that this amount of hindrance was within her expectations. No, then, she would have said we might be obstructed from the start. Or else maybe she wants to assassinate me. If that's the case, then the other day, she would have done it at the time when she came to my room. I wonder what's going on. While worrying, I prepared the fire to try and dry out our wet clothes faster. I thought something like this might happen, so I already had prepared some firewood for the sake of a fire. It's possible to maintain a fire with just fire magic, but if you have firewood it's more comfortable. During the time when a monster might appear, it wouldn't be good if you had to light the fire again. At night you would lose the light as well. I placed the firewood and started the fire. After confirming that the fire was stable, I took off my winter clothes. The winter clothes were soaking wet, the exterior was frozen. Underneath the winter clothes I was wearing my usual gray robe, but this was soaked as well. Just going off by the sensation, but I'm sure it's soaked all the way to my underwear. For the time being, my underwear are fine since I have a change of clothes, but I need to dry my robe and the winter clothes first. I used wind magic and water techniques to evaporate it in an instant. If you try to remove all the moisture from it, the cloth will be damaged, so it's done in moderation. I made a clothes drying rack with earth magic and hung it there to dry. The same with the clothes I was wearing underneath my robe. I had gotten down to my underwear, so I went to the fire to warm up my body. It's still cold. I used earth magic to create a wall and sealed off the entrance of the cave. If I completely sealed it off we might suffer from carbon monoxide poisoning, so I created a crevice in the ceiling. Now then, what to do about my underwear? As expected, it's not like I can strip them off in front of Fitz Senpai. And then I suddenly looked at her. Woo! Fitz Senpai was trembling while holding her own shoulders. She had removed her winter clothes, but she was still wearing the mantle and things below that. If it continues like that she'll catch a cold. Dry it? Wouldn't it be better to dry it off? Is how I asked, but I shut my mouth. Fitz Senpai is a female that looks like a boy. Not to mention, she's hiding her identity. It's not like she can just strip in front of me. However, continuing like this is no good. I wonder what can be done. Fitz Senpai. What is it? She responded with a somewhat loud voice. It seems Fitz Senpai has realized the current situation as well. She has no choice other than to strip, but she can't just strip, that kind of situation. Therefore, she's cautious about being exposed. This is no good. I should read the mood. In the past I heard from a girl acquaintance of mine that it's a taboo for other races to see elves naked. I'll turn my back and keep my eyes shut, so during that time please use magic to dry your clothes. Fitz Senpai made a surprised voice. I'm sure. I've never heard a story of such a taboo. If there were such a taboo out there, then Elinalise's existence itself would be a taboo. A walking taboo. However, if I show it like this, that I have mistaken knowledge, then I think it should work in Fitz Senpai's favor. I slowly turned and faced the other way, then closed my eyes, and then listened closely. At least, I want to imagine Fitz Senpai stripping behind me. I'll enjoy just the sound. However, there was no sound at all. Even though she's wet, if she were to take off her clothes, and then use chantless magic to dry them off, there should be at least a little bit of sound. Strange. Could it be, Fitz Senpai can change clothes without making any sound? Come to think of it, during my elementary school days, there were females who could change into swimsuits with clothes on. They sure are skillful. During my elementary school days, I had no interest in them changing their clothes. Both men and women changed in the same classroom. If I think about it, it was a splendid period. After the spread of the internet, I found the method they changed with at that time on the net, and thought, I see now. I have interest in such unique changing methods. A scholastic interest. That's right, this is learning. It's intellectual curiosity. It's absolutely not an erotic purpose. If Fitz Senpai doesn't change her clothes, then she might freeze after all. After thinking that, I slowly turn around. My eyes completely met with Fitz Senpai. Even though she's wearing sunglasses, somehow I knew our eyes met. I didn't turn my eyes away. It's because Fitz Senpai was turning deep blue. Fitz Senpai. With a deep blue face, she was holding both of her shoulders and trembling. Even just from looking, I could tell that Fitz Senpai's body heat was completely stolen. The atmospheric temperature in the winter forest of the northern lands is most likely below freezing. If you walk around in that, then your body heat will quickly be lost. Even I am actually cold. The temperature in the cave is going up a bit, but since she's continuing to wear those wet clothes, it's like being covered in cold water. It won't stop at just a cold. Please at least change. Since that's the case, would you like me to create a changing room? No, I will. I'll go outside of the cave. Let's go with that. That's fine. Wait. Just as I was about to go outside of the cave, Fitz Senpai held me back. She continued to look at me while trembling. And then while continuing to tremble, she slowly walked in front of me. Carefully looking over me carefully, while trembling. It seems like she wants to say something. What is it? What does Fitz Senpai want to say? No, what does she want me to do? You'll catch a cold? Yeah. Duh, that's right. She responded to my question with a trembling voice. I was confused. I couldn't read Fitz Senpai's thoughts. If you don't take your clothes off, it will be dangerous. If your body temperature lowers, people die, you know. Yeah, I might die, if it continues like this. While saying that, Fitz Senpai didn't make any movements towards taking off her clothes. Ah no, she would be troubled if she stripped in front of me. I don't know, Fitz Senpai is a man. He's absolutely not a woman. That's the case. If I don't close my eyes, I can't take them off myself. Take them off for me. What is this person saying? If you can't take them off yourself, then I have no choice other than to remove them. What am I saying? Ah, no good. My hands are stretching towards Fitz Senpai on their own. First I touch her shoulders. They're cold and slender. Without a doubt it's the shoulder of a female. Slender, a shoulder almost like I might break. And then I'm a man. Man and woman. There's the same common sense in this world that you shouldn't carelessly expose your flesh. To be honest, I know that Fitz Senpai is a woman. Yeah. But, if you don't take them off I might die. Yeah. What does this mean? I can't read her thinking. What is Fitz Senpai planning? Could it be, this is a blackmail scheme? For example, after I strip her, some scary people will come out from somewhere, and suddenly tell me indifferently, you've come to find out matters of absolute secrecy of the Asura kingdom. And then take me off to some experiment room and dissect me. It's not something that I can say when right now I'm truly about to dissect Fitz Senpai though. My hands were moving on their own. I took off Fitz Senpai's coat. After removing the coat made of a thick material on top, a dripping wet white shirt appeared. It's a white shirt. While the white cloth was a bit thick, it was transparent. Fitz Senpai's underwear entered my vision. What was wrapping her chest wasn't a bra. It was some kind of underwear that went from just above her belly button to just before her shoulders, covering her chest. What was it again? I can't remember the name. She's unexpectedly adult. When what it's wrapping is a bit lacking and chaste like this, it's not really all that adult. However, just like this, when it's clinging to skin from being wet and you look at it, it's certainly there. The two mountains that men seek out, the outline of her breasts. Fitz Senpai? What's wrong, Rudy? Rudy, calling me by such a nostalgic name. It feels like it's calling out to something within me. This situation, somewhere, I feel like I've experienced it somewhere. Please excuse me. Yeah. Fitz Senpai's face was bright red. Red all the way to her ears. I feel like I've seen these ears that have turned red somewhere before as well. After removing the white shirt, pure white skin was exposed. Thin shoulders that seem like they might break. Lacking in both muscle and fat, and the nape of the neck that was slender all around. Seeing something like that in close proximity, touching it with my hands. My sword that has been miserable recently, almost like a knight's sword being offered up in ritual, is facing upwards. Fitz Senpai has something. She has something that can cheer me up. Something I don't know what. I feel so excited that I'm about to push her down right now. Ha. While trying to hold back that excitement, I put my hands on Fitz Senpai's belt. I loosened the belt while making a clicking noise, then put my hands on the cuff of her pants. Suddenly, I remembered something. Come to think of it, something like this happened in the past. Around the time I was 5 or 6 years old, this sort of thing happened. After pulling the wet pants down, pure white panties appeared. The difference from that time is that I didn't remove the panties together. However, after all underwear that has been soaked becomes transparent so you can see what's below. Could it be, I've stumbled upon a barren zone? Gulp. Fitz Senpai silently removed her leg from the pants and sat down in front of me. It was the so-called girl's sitting style. I sat in Caesar directly in front of that. The floor of the cave was rugged and my lower legs were in pain. Rudy. I could understand that Fitz Senpai's gaze was looking a bit below. It's the tent that just started construction some time ago. After all, Fitz Senpai's body contributes greatly to the construction of my tent. There's still one remaining. The words of one. I understood that it was not referring to her panties. After coming this far I understood it. I put my hands on her sunglasses, take them off, and then there was, after all, a face I have a recollection of was there. It was the face that I once thought would become the face of a Bishonen when it grows up. It was a beautiful face, that I thought as long as I could remain together with it, I wouldn't mind being treated as leftovers. And then that face was far more sweet than I imagined at the time. With her youthfulness still remaining, it was a face that you couldn't call anything but sweet. With sharp eyes, a high nose, small lips. The power of the genes of an elf. She looks similar to Elinalise as well, but she has the easily friendly characteristic of a half or a quarter. Fitz Senpai. What is it, Rudy? And the way she was leaning her head as she asked with her face bright red was the same as always. I wonder why I didn't realize until now of all times. Hair, that's right. It's because her hair color is different. Her hair color was supposed to be green. Now it's pure white. No, something like hair color you can change all you want. Bleaching isn't really all that difficult. Could it be that Fitz Senpai's real name might be something like Sylphy? Yeah. Fitz Senpai, no, Sylphy, nodded shyly and smiled. Yeah. That smile quickly changed into a tear-stained face. Before that completely changed into a crying face, she moved to embrace me. At last, you've said it. After whispering that, Sylphy's skin was cold. That's it guys, thank you for watching. Subscribe if you want more and don't forget to like the videos.